And then I added the potatoes. And this is a photo. I made a film. Did you see the film? Ulysse? Kevin, did you?
Kevin?
Ulysse.
No.
Oh, it's a film I made from a photography. This is one. You have to come and see. Come. I took that picture in '56.
That's beautiful.
And then I tried myself entry by what I did. And in '82, I made a short film about the photo, trying to find the people who had been there and questioning what is one image.
Oh.
You should show them that because it's really questioning what do we do? What is it? One image? Does it make sense? Do we have to add some comment to make it understandable? Do we have to have feelings? And what happens when nobody looks at the photo? It dies. And it's the first look of a person that wakes up the photo. Maybe you can put your hand on that. Where is your university? In Louisiana?
Louisiana.
You can call the French consular and ask for Ulysse. It's
Okay.
a half an hour.
Is that in your box?
No,
Yes.
no.
You have the box?
Okay.
We have the-
We don't, but we're gonna get it. We'll get it.
The box
No,
has one something called Varda tout court. And it's a DVD which has 17 shorts I made.
Oh.
And this one is called Ulysses. But among the things it questioned well. And also one called Le Lion Volatile. And it's on Place d'Enfer Rochereau, nearby. Maybe you came from there.
Yes.
And you see the lion on the statue. Have you seen that shot I made?
Yes.
With your
Yes.
cat?
With your cat?
With your cat?
Yes. The lion is on the statue, and the girl Depardieu and another one. And then when they break up, she's despaired and she looked like this, and the statue has disappeared. And when comes the springs, suddenly my cat is on the statue. And really, it's a very nice trick because he moves, and when all the cars are around, the cat moves. My cat is Gugu. So what else? The French City Hall made a paper. Did you have that?
Yeah.
Yes.
They sent that with the location.
Some places, like the Parc Montsouris, which is a very nice park anyway. And what else?
They were shooting
We
there
have two
the other
students who
day.
filmed here the other day.
Seeing shots
You
similar to
learn
Cleo.
what? Screenplay, filming. What is your aim?
What are you doing?
Making shorts.
We're making
She-Wave style
not
shorts.
now, but later. You want to be director, screenplay writer, DP,
Writer.
cinematography, DP.
writer, and you?
DP or cinematography, editing,
Good. Yeah.
director,
Good.
everything.
Including makeup? No.
Makeup.
The classical roles of the women.
But you were talking
Makeup
about.
and hairdresser. Thank you.
Not these
Well, I've
ones.
been working with some women, DP formidable. One called Norita Ville. She did the framing. One thing, there's a dozen. She did documentaire so well, and she did daguerreotype. That in the morning, 2 minutes ago, I was somewhere, and man came to me and said, I recently saw daguerreotype. You've seen that?
Yes.
And he said, oh, these people were different. Sure, it's more than 50 years. They can be slightly different. But what is not different, what is very different, that they were all working as couples. Like he would do the job and she would sell, or he would do, cut the dress and she would finish it. And no, they're the same shop more or less. But they don't work by couple. They hire somebody, they hire a salesperson, I don't know. We understand this?
Salesperson.
So it's no longer, these people were all coming from the country as a couple, and they were working together, And now it's totally different. But the same places, you have the same. The only one left is the one at l'épicerie, what do you call l'épicerie?
The
Groceries.
grocery store.
Yeah, the one on this sidewalk. He was an apprentice when I did the film. He still is there, he's the boss. It's the only one. All the other people have changed or died or went back to the country. Voilà. Any question?
Can you talk at all about La Pointe Courte?
Our
I know a lot of the students were inspired.
Yes.
When you were talking, it's interesting because when you were talking about the photograph, there was such an impression left on the students, anything about the photographic quality, the beauty of the photography. But that's their favorite film of the ones that they've
But I'm
seen.
so impressed because it's a film of 54,
Mm.
my first film. And I wrote it, at that time I was shy about becoming a director. So I'd take pictures, little photo with my Rolleiflex, and I had a booklet I'd written all by hand with the photo, like preparing the shots, really, like, and I could know where I would do, because, you know, it was my first film. Later, I prepared less and less. In the last film, I almost don't have a screenplay. But at that time, I've been meeting these fishermen a lot, and there was no sound recording. So I would listen, and at night I would write down what they said, their stories, their way of speaking, you know. So little by little, I wrote lines that I reconstitute a family. They are not really father and daughter, you know. I made up the father of that family with the daughter of this and one. And I wrote a dialogue. And then I wanted to have that contrast absolutely about the situation, a real situation of why they are empêchés,
Or
what-
threatened,
what they
forbidden.
forbidden to fish because supposedly the water is polluted, and they had to find themselves if they can make another analysis and prove that they could fish. That's a realistic thing, like a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, I made that very sophisticated, very literary dialogue with the couple. And I didn't want the stories to mix. Just the place is the same, La Pointe Courte as a place. And I wrote in many places that I was inspired by construction of an American novel. You heard about that? The White Palms, which is constructed like this.
Right.
A story with the escape from the prison jail and the other couple. But the structure has just the structure I took, not the story. And it was daring because it doesn't look like a screenplay of the 50s at all. And we did a cooperative, we made the film with no money at all. We were all living in a house, you know, and sharing. I slept in the garage because I had to sacrifice myself and give the rooms, you know. But the thing is that it ended up as a film. And every cinematheque said, oh, that's a new cinema. But we couldn't get it in the theater. We finally, 2 years after, we put it in the theater for 2 weeks. That's all was a career. But the film critics and the cinematic people decided that was something new, and it is indeed new in 54. So that's why they called me the grandmother of the new wave. At the time, I was very young. I remember a photo of me when the new wave became 62, and somebody had a photo that said, ancestor of the new wave. And I was 30, you know. So what should I do now? I am a dinosaur of the new wave.
Another question was in Clio. In my class, we talked about this a lot, was the little jump cuts you have. There's jump cuts that just are like, just
Down the stairs.
little lapses. A
Where-
couple of
where-
them.
what
Like there's one in the
film?
car. Isn't there a quick one in the
Clio.
car?
Yes.
What film?
In Clio.
Well,
And there's like
one
little-
or two. We had the problem. I had to follow the time, the real time. And you know, if you see the film at 5 o'clock, you can check at 5:20, 5:30. It's exact. Now the thing was that, like when they take the bus after the garden, these people were not getting into the bus. I had to do the real trajet, comment on dit, the real.
You really get, you have to
To
get
go
on.
to the hospital, we took the real street.
Right.
There is no cheating about what's real. So we had to fit the bus time, and it says people were never. So what I did was the manager ding, and suddenly they jump because I had to save, you know, like 30 seconds of people not getting into the bus. So we had to make the editing with the clock and be sure that we fulfill the plan, which was to be exactly there and finish at 6:30, because it's not 5 to 7, it's 5 to 6:30. I didn't dare to make it 2 hours. I thought that a woman just afraid of dying, walking in the street wouldn't be good in 2 hours. So I stopped it after 90 minutes. But there is a jump cut. I was in China recently, and students spoke to me, and the man said, so interesting, you think about the time, but I saw a jump cut. I said, okay, fine. Just in Beijing, 55 years after the film, and that young Chinese said, I saw a jump cut, and you didn't see it.
Well, we were just discussing, the significance of that, and they were saying, no, it's just for time.
I had to finish, so they had to arrive on time, so that they finished at 6:30. I needed the time in the hospital, and had to take the real street. If I waited the 30 seconds that the people get into, and then another time, I have another jump cut when they go from La Place d'Italie to the hospital in the bus, because you cannot estimate exactly the real time. So there I saved another 30 seconds, I think. But it's okay because we see their faces, you don't exactly see the street. But it was like comment on dit en Paris, a bet to succeed, to follow the time and be faithful to the time and to the street and to where I had to go. So that's how it happened. But it still fulfilled the project, which is real time, real geography. If there are 10 steps when she goes home, 10 steps. In a normal film, we are used to jump. You see somebody with a luggage, then you see the person in the train. You don't discuss that you have to go to the station. It's the cinematic language, includes that we go from one place to another. We jump geography, we jump time all the time. Because I had made the bet of be faithful to the real street and trajet, like the taxi goes really from La Rue de Rivoli to Vavin, And in the real time, it was so difficult. And I had to work on the shooting and on the editing to make it fit, because we arrive in Vavin, the clock says 10 to 6. It has to be 10 to 6 in the film. So but it's interesting to decide something difficult.
And
another question.
How did you shoot those mirrors? That in the
reflection
In the shop when she's
cafe.
buying the hat.
And you've got that.
We were shooting in the shop of hats, agreeing with the shopkeeper, and tout ça. While we are shooting, I hear noise. And there are these horses, de la Garde Républicaine, And they go on that street once a month or something like this. Never heard of them. So I said, hey. And Jean Rabier, the DP, I said, catch them as much as you can. So we catch them there, then he catch them in the mirror. It happens, But it's interesting because it brings something odd with the reflection. That was not, things happen all the time in films.
Yeah.
And if it's interesting, it's better catch them.
The man with the frogs? Was he just there?
That was a man who was making his money at that corner, swallowing the frog. And I thought that after Cleo being in her dream of being a doll that everybody loves, when she decided to go out, she has to face reality, how people make their money. Like this, and the husband who. And then she goes in the cafe and she sees that nobody listens to her. She's discovering not only a certain reality, but she starts to look at things. At the first time she's looked at the first part of the film. At 45 minutes, exactly in the middle. She's she gets rid of her wig and she starts to look at people. And that will be what will help her to understand that the life is different. That's what allows her to meet the guy and speak and find some sort of friendship, some grace to be with somebody, with nothing sexual, nothing related to illness. It's not medical, it's not sexual. It just be with. And I think that helps her greatly. That's the subject. Well, I guess you got that.
Yes.
What was the significance
Thank
of
you.
color in the front? In the beginning of the film, the color, the tarot card.
What did you think about it?
That was beautiful.
I know. I thought it represented kind of, I don't know, a reality /
It's a false life, the way the reader, card teller,
Fortune
That's the way she sees it, which is false. But in the same time, it's false, but she says what will happen. So it's ambiguous, you know. It's the fake life as seen by the cards, but it also announces what will be in the film. So I made color. At that time, that's the idea I had in mind, that it remained like this.
It's beautiful.
Voilà. And recently restored the film, which is a big job because now the film booths, they no longer want to show films on reels. They want DCP, which is digital files. And to do that, you have to start with the original negative, scan frame by frame. Then you have a master. And then it is cleaned, restored, striped, including that scene with the storyteller. The cards were slightly moving because we didn't have the tools at the time. Now they're good. The cards, and you can see the credits without shaking. And then we do the color timing. From first, even though black and white or color, frame by frame, sequence by sequence, you have to re-establish gray, white, and that. So it takes for me it takes a week, but the lab has much more before and after. And so we had a restored print on DCP that was shown last year at the Festival of Cannes. They have a section called Cannes Classique, and they show old film restored. And it's I must say, in DCP, it's a beauty. And they also redo prints. This year, we restored the Umbrellas of Cherbourg of Jacques Demy. That will be shown at Cannes Classique again. And it's a beautiful color film, but restored, it's a beauty. Because the prints were fading, I have a film I love called Saint-Ouen Noir, Vagabond. All the prints are vaguely beige, It's not out of color, but it's bad. But so far we haven't found the money for Vagabond. For each film we have to find more or less 100,000.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like for the umbrellas, it's the Festival de Cannes gave money, LVMH gave money, the city of Cherbourg gave some money. We have to, beg money everywhere. We even did something on a site called Kiss Kiss Bank Bank. And they say, can you help to finish the umbrellas of Cherbourg? We received hundreds of 25 euros through the site. And we found the end of the needed money. It's always art one side, money on the other. And money is, I've been looking for money all my life. Can you believe this? Not money for me, money for the film, for what I need, to pay the editor, to pay the machine.
What are you working on now?
I have many exhibitions. If you buy the box for some reason, there is a little surprise box inside. Pochette surprise. Very funny, I made little jokes, little cards, and there are two little side DVD. One is called Les Trois Vies d'Agnès, The Three Lives of Agnes, but it's in French. In the box it doesn't have subtitle. I had them made recently, and I have some NTSC of that, but I don't know exactly where, because we had to. It was shown in Philadelphia recently, so I had to do the subtitle, English subtitle, and NTSC. But that should be ordered aside, just a copy of the NTSC, because I don't have in the box when we did the box. We couldn't do it. But in the Three Lives, come to answer your question, I showed that I was a photographer and now I'm mostly an artist. I had a big exhibition everywhere, in the Fondation Cartier here, in China recently, last year, in the city of, in many places. And so I filmed my own exhibition because then they vanish, So I made some vague report of my exhibition here and there, one in the city of Sète, where's La Pointe Courte. They have a beautiful museum called Paul Valéry Museum. And I had a big show there. And that's what I show now. But if the machine was free, I could show you something, but I cannot. I do installation video lasting sometimes, 8, 10 minutes, or 6 minutes in loop. And it's the setting that impressed me. And you have seen the Plage d'Agnès.
That's what I was going to ask.
At the end of the Plage d'Agnès, you have 3 or 4 exhibitions. You have the one with the potatoes, and and a lot of attention to the way they age and grow again. Then you have seen the incredible shack I did with a print at the end of the Plage d'Aniès. We broke a print because it was not working and doing money. And we did a shop with that, a shack with that. What is the word, a shack? A cabane.
Yeah, a shack, a little cabana.
And that's the kind of thing I do now. Finding what I've done and putting it in space.
Right.
And that will be shown. We will have that shack made with another film that I made in California called Lights, Love and Eyes. That will be at the LACMA in Los Angeles.
Okay.
But are you from Baton Rouge? That's what you say?
Yes.
This group is. Yeah.
I crossed Baton Rouge once, but I see nothing. I saw nothing. How it is when you just go. Jacques was asked to do a film in Louisiana. And we started to go there. He started to shoot in the bayou. But he disagreed with the actress was Margot Kidder. And the production, Canadian production. And Margot Kidder, she was really difficult. And Jacques Demy wanted to be happy when he shoot. He said, I quit. I cannot be in the conflict. You don't do a film like a battle. You do a film with love. You saw his film. You see the Young Girls of Rochefort. Just pleasure and smile. So then he quit. But I remember going there. I remember meeting people collecting quilts. The quilts. Quilts and
Quilts, yeah.
quilts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was the wife of a policeman. What an incredible collection. She had trunk, full of quilts. I remember I bought some antique shapes, they're beautiful. That's what I brought from Louisiana. And is New Orleans there in Louisiana too?
Yeah.
Well, I was asked when I was in the States to do a film based on a novel, I cannot remember the name. And so I went for location scouting in New Orleans. I was very impressed. But then, sometimes you start something and then the producer quits or doesn't want something. So I crossed these cities. I don't know exactly. How is Baton Rouge?
It's not New Orleans.
But it's
But it's a big university, isn't it? So all Louisiana people come to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And you teach cinema or theater?
Cinema and Italian and French cinema.
Not bad.
Well, I get to
Okay.
teach these students.
I'm not in situation to offer you something to drink.
No, not at all.
Just now, and the editing room is busy. It's
Right.
Mathieu Demy who's there,
Right.
the son of Jacques Demy.
Yeah.
Editing. No, if you stay next week, we spoke about that.
Yeah.
Because there will be a big exhibition of Jacques Demy at the French Cinematheque. And there is also some films of Piala, beautiful director, at the French Cinematheque.
Yeah.
But it starts next Wednesday, so a week.
Yeah.
Will you be gone?
Yes.
And Mathieu here, Mathieu Demy, is editing like a medley, I would say, of all films
Is
of
that him
Jacques.
there?
Right now,
Is
editing.
that- Yeah.
Oh wow.
To show it at the end of the exhibition would be like going from one film to another, have images of
Yeah.
everything. That's what he's doing for his father.
And is he working on a film himself? I know
He made a
there's
film
Americano.
called Americano. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Well, it's not easy.
Yeah.
We have it here with English subtitles, what
Yeah.
can I say? But he made a film very interesting. When he gave me the screenplay to read, I opened, I see Martin, I said, oh, that's the name he had in documentaire. Martin with his wife in bed, telephone rings, he answered, and he did, shit, my mother is died. I died. So, what a screenplay. But the story is about, he's grown up from documentaire. His mother dies in Los Angeles. He's sent to Los Angeles to take care of the body, corpse, whatever. And when he arrived, he has memories. And the memories he has, he took excerpt of documentaire in which he was acting when he was 9. So he has a ready-made flashback. But the film is very interesting. It's like a, what would I say, psychological road movie, to go and find, he escapes, he doesn't want to see, he doesn't want to take care of his mother, and he tried to see see again a girl he was playing with when he was 9. And he started, then he goes to Mexico. I mean, it's a real, like, escaping reality all the time. I think it's a good film. It didn't make a dime.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Americano.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it opened in the States.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it has been sold, but who knows where.
Yeah.
Can buy it by internet somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's because it's interesting that as son de Jacques Demy and me, he had to find his own identity in a film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody has to find who we are when we are young, what we want to. But for him, when you have two parents filmmakers, you know, it's not so easy. He could have chosen to be a doctor. He would have been much better than we are. The cinema had to make his own life. Anyway.
Well, thank you
So
very
far,
much. I think.
So gracious.
Do you want to
Would it be possible to get a photo with you, with the group?
Sure, then I come in.
here or out front or
Here, it's okay.
Here?
Okay, great.